The most epic thing you'll ever see in your life. And I don't use the word epic lightly. The ultimate competition that consists of your favorite YouTubers, like Creekcraft,
What in the world?
Dennis Daly, and even Flamingo.
I hate my life!
Get ready for the most epic Roblox event ever! Or so I was told. Was this event a little overhyped? Or is it as good as they say? How about we find out today, inside this stupid little review I made. RB Battle Season 3 is an event hosted by Sabrina from Terabyte Games, DJ Monopoly, and Russo Plays. Yep, that's right. These guys entirely funded a whole Roblox event, and is somehow doing better than Roblox funded events in 2022. I wonder why. The event is based around a YouTube series where popular YouTubers fight one another in games that participate in the event. TLDR, this event has a lot of games. Some games I question why they're even here, but that's not the point, for this section at least. Since this is a Roblox event, people can get free accessories by participating in the event. My job is to tell you guys on how to do these objectives, and since this is a fully fledged review, I'll be judging these according to what I find fun, which is fact. No, it's not. And if you disagree with me, you're wrong. You are perfectly free to disagree with me, it's just my opinion. Who said that? I should have probably mentioned this sooner, but before the event started, there was this big concert that you could attend. You get a badge for attending it, which is pretty cool. Anyways, when the event launched, each game didn't give out badges just then. Instead, each badge was rolled out in a daily fashion. Day 1, Piggy opened its badge. Day 2 was Funky Friday's turn, you know? I think it's a good way of rolling out objectives, since it gives players time to collect each badge without being rushed to do so. Each game participating, except one, has a badge that you can collect for completing an objective. Most objectives are stuff that YouTubers in the videos actually have to do, while others feel kinda rushed. The participating games in order are Piggy, Funky Friday, Shopping Wars, Welcome to Bloxburg, Super Golf, Wacky Wizards, Tower of Hell, Arsenal, Sonic Speed Simulator, Adopt Me, Build a Boat for Treasure, Jailbreak, Mount Everest Climbing Roleplay, and the main event game. Oh god, that is a lot of games. Let's get started, I guess. Piggy has you competing in a challenge map where you race with other players. You access the challenge map with this little button in the corner of the main menu. The first one who completes the map wins the badge. This was rather annoying as you basically had no idea what to do without the help of a guide or something. Also, once someone wins, the whole game resets, so that makes this whole thing even more annoying. Like, you gotta do this like light puzzle, then you gotta go fix some wires of some kind, find some numbers around the map or so. Then once you get onto the rocket ship, you gotta do this like fixing pipe thing, and then putting batteries inside these little pockets, and then you gotta find 4 random scattered around symbols which are connected to a code, and then once you finish that, you beat the map. God, that was overly convoluted. Good thing is that when you know what to do, you basically win the map because everyone else in the server most likely doesn't know what to do. It wasn't too hard, it took some tries, but yeah, that's the Piggy challenge. Woohoo, that's our first badge. Funky Friday had you do some pretty challenging parkour and earn a certain quota of points in a rhythm game challenge to win a badge. They later nerfed the parkour section so it's a little easier now. And by a little, I mean a hell ton easier. They fundamentally butchered all the challenge in reaching the easy part. Speaking of easy, the rhythm game part is actually really easy. Even for me, someone who is completely useless at rhythm games. With all the criticism received from the Robeats challenge with the last RB Battles event, I could see where they were coming from when making the actual rhythm game part easier, but I still don't get why they nerfed the parkour part. Also, on the side note, doesn't it feel kinda iffy to have an unofficial Roblox remake of an actual game be a part of an official event? The original developers thought so too. Just kind of a hitch I had when completing this badge, you know? Shopping Wars had you compete in a game mode with other people. First one wins gets a badge, while others have to try again. Before getting into gameplay, I just want to know, what happened here? Everything's a total mess. There's way too much sound effects. Sometimes you just get randomly killed and everything feels just very cheap and rushed. I guess that's why it's called Shopping Wars. Anyways, you pick up stuff from the shelves and you take them to the checkout area. When you complete your cargo bar, you go into a room that opens up to collect an overly massive keycard. You later take this to the escape pod and open up the main hatch with the keycard. What a mess. It's so much to the point where you have to feel bad for both this game and RB battles. Hopefully I won't have to talk about this game again. Bloxburg had you travel to a maze and complete it to earn a in-game trophy. No badge, nothing. Just a little trinket you get and can place down inside your house. They did the same thing last time and it kinda just serves no purpose. I guess I'm missing something here on why this game has been included for this season as well as the last, but I guess that's just me since I heard other people don't mind this nearly as much as I do. One thing I'll say is that the maze challenge looks pretty high quality and is very fun to complete. Super Golf had you complete a brand new course under the certain requirements. Either beating the whole course with under 88 strokes or faster than 11 minutes, you earn yourself the badge. This is hands down my favorite badge objective in the event. Super Golf went above and beyond with this one, having a very fun map with difficult but fair objectives. I don't think any other objective in this event can top this for me. Wacky Wizards had you compete with others in a parkour minigame with random effects. Doesn't matter if you're first or fourth, you get the badge either way if you just reach the end of the obstacle course. I think this objective is pretty good, but also somewhat leaning on the easy side. Not that I'm complaining, the last thing I want is a massive difficulty parkour mission involving really tough jumps. But I feel like there could have been a lot more variety inside the obstacles present here. Maybe certain obstacles can be a way to incentivize players into choosing certain spells. That way the people who choose certain spells get rewarded by opening paths that otherwise wouldn't be available for someone who chose a general upgrade. Increase speed, jump height, etc. TLDR, I want spells to mean something more than just no risk max reward upgrades. I'm probably just thinking too hard for something the devs came up in a matter of minutes. Overall, pretty good, easy objective. I feel like it could have been improved upon, but it's still pretty good. Tower of Hell had you do an insanely difficult parkour challenge. 3 times. Each time you reach the top of the tower, you collect the halo piece. After grabbing all 3, you then go to the tippity top of the central tower and then open a door. Doing this, you'll earn the badge. Now, I did say insanely difficult, but if you notice there was a small asterisk on the end of that part, that's because this challenge has the potential of being incredibly easy. See, there's some boosts you can buy on the shop menu, ranging from small jump boosts to literally being invincible. Also, it's server-wide, meaning if someone in your server bought one of these boosts, the whole server benefits from it, making the whole tower essentially a cakewalk. Yeah, this happened to me, and thank God for this being a thing, because this objective would be potentially one of the worst ever for being too overly difficult and flat out unfair with some of the obstacles the game throws at you. This objective was simple, nothing more or less, but has the potential ability of making players rely on someone who spends their coins to make this challenge a little easier or a ton easier. Arsenal had you do a target training mode. Completing it in under 90 seconds gives you the badge. Man, is it just me or has this game just kinda haven't existed? Anyways, the target training mode is pretty fun thanks to Arsenal's feels. It's pretty smooth and it'll just take someone just about 3 minutes to complete, unless you're a mobile player, but playing on the phone already sets you up for disappointment. Overall, pretty fun objective. Sonic Speed Simulator had you find switches on a large obstacle course. Finding 25 out of the 30 switches scattered around the map and making your way to the top of the central tower will earn you the badge. Since the map is centered around a large tower with outer cities, it can be rather tedious if you happen to miss a switch that's all the way down, meaning you have to travel all the way back up again if you happen to go down there. There are more switches than how much is required to get the badge, however, letting you skip most without being punished with an overly long climb back up. Pretty good objective, but I do happen to find it funny how a Roblox event is sponsoring an official Sonic game rather than the other way around. Adopt Me has you going around the main hub finding 3 crystals to activate. A blue one, a pink one, and a green one. After that, you get on top of this castle thing to collect yourself a trophy as well as the badge. This objective serves its purpose and it isn't that offensive. Could have been a lot more ambitious, like maybe a puzzle or something to complete before collecting a crystal. That might have made it a bit more interesting or so, but in the end of things, this really is an objective of all time. Build a Boat had you play around in its PvP mode. You get a badge for being the longest alive. You can either play this with the whole server or invite friends to serve in a private match. Doesn't matter either way since you get the badge for going either option. The fun out of this objective came from how janky Build a Boat is, as well as some of the wacky hysteria that came from putting a gigantic chain gun on a tiny boat, only for it to fall over. Overall, pretty fun objective. Kinda unfair when the fun part comes from how janky the game is, but still really fun. Jailbreak had you do a 3-floor obstacle course, each floor having its own obstacles to deal with. This objective was nice, nothing overly interesting. The RB part was pretty easy and had some nice variety to it. One part of me wished it had something to do with the robbery system Jailbreak has put in place, you know, the thing Jailbreak's mostly known for. But another part of me is happy that that wasn't the case, due to how easily campable that would have been. The objective we got right now is, it's good. Mount Everest climbing roleplay had you climb Mount Everest. I kinda dislike the objectives that just have you play the game up to a certain point to get a badge, but this seems to be the only case in this event. And boy does it make itself present. It was overly tedious and it took so much time just to get a badge. Also, who designed these ladders? Are the people who are trying to make me a landmark by turning me into one of those cryogenically preserved corpses tagged on Mount Everest? Surely there has to be some safety regulations to this. D-, you did an objective, but try it in the worst kind of way possible. At the end of the day, after redeeming all the badges, you get yourself the Winter Wings 2.0. Sort of grand prize for the mixed match of quality objectives you got yourself done. If I had to be honest here, I would say this was a major improvement from last year's badge objectives. That year had some questionable and plain out bad objectives more so than the high quality badges. I much rather prefer the stuff in this year. It averages out to a more fun experience, you know? Wait, what do you mean I only nearly collected 9 badges? The main game itself, which I haven't really mentioned yet, is a really fun minigame collection with a cool lobby to explore. Its minigames are very high quality and really fun, to the point where it was borderline addictive sometimes. That's a good thing, I swear. Oh wow, more prizes? Call me intrigued for this one. The RBB chain was obtainable for predicting 50% of the winners of each challenge correctly in the tournament. It's a pretty neat looking chain, reminiscent of the Gold Leica series, but with a RB Battles twist on it. You would vote through the little terminal at the front of this massive pile of portals in the RB Battles game. The RB Battles crystal ball was attainable for predicting who won the whole competition, who turned out to be Tanker. So congratulations to all Tanker fans. Man, I Bella should have won. In terms of designs, I wish this was a gear. I know Roblox doesn't do gears anymore, but it kinda just looks awkward floating in front of you like that. The battle beam was attainable by claiming it through the voting terminal I mentioned earlier. It's a cool looking sword, reminiscent of a popsicle. The RB Battle Soda Cup was attainable through an exclusive code handed out by star creators. This kind of backfired with fakers trying to fool the community via fake giveaways, which led to a hilarious interaction with Creek and one of the fakers. Anyways, this is a pretty cool item, nice colors, but I again wish this would have been a gear because I felt like it would look better that way. The bandolier just kinda doesn't fit with the design. And that should be it. Nothing more. Nothing more. RB Battle Season 3 was a nice event. Comparing it to the last season, or even some other pretty samey events, I think it stands up on its own as a great event. Everything that was handled by the RB Battles team is really good. The prizes, the building, the exploration, it's all extremely polished. On the other hand, the other games were handled pretty flip-floppy in terms of quality, you know? While yes, it's better quality than last season, I still think it could have been improved to its fullest potential if a little more coordination was put in it. So that was me putting RB Battle Season 3 to a needlessly high standard, and it passed most of it. After all, folks, this is my opinion, you don't need to agree to everything I say. If you guys got some talking points on what you find fun, put them in the comments. I love to hear you guys' opinions and stuff, and try to have a discussion, you know? With all that being said, the score I'm giving this event is... Wait, What's happening here?